So just going to give you a quick tour around the device as usual, starting off with the gamepad. Take a nice close look. Analog touchpads in the middle, select and start buttons, PlayStation keys, and this is actually the bottom of the device where you have the little nub for opening up the back. Closing it up, here you've got your Android keys at the bottom, back, home, menu and search, and you've got these customizable shortcuts that basically function like the ones you have on the iPhone, in iOS rather. So you can add new ones, you can reposition them, you can have 1, 2, or 4, it's up to you. And coming around to the side, we've got the aforementioned shoulder buttons, one right, one left, and the volume rocker in between the two. Moving around to the top, you've got the power button. This is illuminated by a little LED status light here when you have things like incoming email, when your battery is running low, things like that, when it's charging as well. It's a green light when it's fully charged, amber or red when it's not. 3.5mm headphone jack, micro USB port. That's pretty much it around the sides. You got a 4-inch screen, 800 something by 480 pixels, 854 by 480. Looking around the back, 5-megapixel camera with an LED flash. Over here, there's a little hole here which actually is for a secondary mic. We suspect that's for noise suppression during calls and things like that, but it's for the second mic here. And then we have little openings just here on the bottom left as you look at the device. So on the bottom left and the bottom right, and these are actually the outlets for the two speakers, because the Xperia Play comes with a set of stereo speakers, which is actually quite rare for smartphones. Most of them make do with just the one. So we're going to pop the back cover off. And it's a bit brittle. It's flexible, but it doesn't give us as much confidence as others that we've seen. And also, because it's so glossy, it looks like it's going to pick up scuffs and marks very easily. It's already picking up fingerprints an awful lot, so that's just something to be aware in the future. So if we take a closer look here, there's that second microphone over there on the top left. The camera again. Micro SD card slot and the SIM card slot are actually accessible without taking the battery out, which is quite neat and convenient. So you can just pull them out like so. Power button here again. Not much else to see on the inside actually. Build quality is pretty good on the whole. It's a pretty rich device, pretty strong, and particularly the slider mechanism here. If you take a look, it just slides vertically up and down, but it's very strong, and whatever we tried to do, we couldn't get it to shift around or move around. It's pretty reliable, it feels like. The only thing that doesn't give us that much confidence about build quality on the Xperia Play is actually things like the back cover, which feels quite cheap, and these plastic chrome accents here on the side, which might very well be susceptible to scratches and things like that. But otherwise, generally speaking, it's well built. It's a bit of a chubby device, but it sits well in the hand. It's also quite a bit heavier than your average handset, particularly compared to the Xperia Arc, which Sony has made, but then they do serve different purposes. The battery inside is a 1500 milliamp hour unit, and if we pull it out, there's actually pretty much nothing interesting to take a look at inside because, as I say, SIM card slot and micro SD card slot are on the outside of the battery. So pop it back in and the cover back on, and that's the Xperia Play.